This is Hillary Eslin presenting Bone Up on Nutrition, my nutrition education program. So a little background on peak bone mass. Peak bone mass is basically the point when one's bones are the strongest and most dense they will ever be. That typically occurs between the mid and late 20s. And during adolescence, nearly half of adult peak bone mass is accrued, and by 18, more than 90% of the skeletal mass has been formed. So this is a crucial time for adolescence. Many things contribute to accretion of bone mass, but among them, intake of calcium and vitamin D has been shown to have a big effect. And the intake of various vitamins and minerals, including calcium and vitamin D, is often inadequate in many adolescents, and it's more so in females than males. Osteoporosis is the most common bone disease in humans, and it's characterized by low bone mass and deterioration of bone, leading to structural fragility and increased risk of fracture. Worldwide, more than 200 million people are affected by osteoporosis, and 80% of those are women. Fractures of the hip, spine, and wrist due to osteoporosis can lead to loss of independence and often require some form of long-term care. In the United States alone, the combined cost of all osteoporosis-related fractures is roughly $20 billion every year, with state and local governments typically taking up the majority of that cost. One of the major causes of bone loss and osteoporosis is less than optimal bone growth during adolescence, which can result in failure to reach peak bone mass. Diet and physical activity are the two primary modifiable factors associated with good bone health and prevention of osteoporosis, and there is good evidence that both dietary calcium and vitamin D play an important role in building bone strength and density. In fact, it's been said that achieving recommended levels of calcium and vitamin D in adolescence is critical to maintaining healthy bones throughout life. There is no better time than right now to help these girls build their strongest bones possible. So I present to you Bone Up on Nutrition, a comprehensive nutrition education program. The priority population is adolescent females in Jackson County, Oregon. The mission of this program is to work within the school environment, providing theory-based nutrition education and skills building to female adolescents in Jackson County, Oregon, so they may build their best and strongest bones possible to minimize bone loss and risk of osteoporosis later in life. The two main goals of this program are to increase intake of dietary calcium and vitamin D among the priority population and to increase bone mass among the priority population. This program is based on theories, mainly the health belief model, but also social cognitive theory. So the objectives and strategies of this program. Bone Up on Nutrition employs 3 learning impact objectives. First, to increase awareness level. After receiving the program pamphlet, 50% of female high school students in Jackson County, Oregon will be able to identify 2 foods containing calcium and 2 foods containing vitamin D. To increase the level of knowledge, after attending 2 of the program's nutrition education classes, 90% of the program participants will be able to explain the importance of bone health and the role that calcium and vitamin D play in bone health. The final learning impact objective aims to address attitudes, stating that during the 3rd nutrition education class, at least 90% of participants will state their personal desire to build strong, healthy bones and prevent osteoporosis. Bone Up on Nutrition will also use a behavioral impact objective, an environmental impact objective, and an outcome objective. So to impact behavior, the program strives to ensure that within 1 month of program implementation, 50% of participants will be setting goals, logging intake, and meeting calcium and vitamin D intake recommendations every day. The program's environmental impact objective states that immediately upon implementation of the program, cafeteria foods containing calcium and vitamin D will be clearly labeled with calcium and/or vitamin D content amount per serving. Finally, the outcome objective of the program is that within 1 year of program implementation, 50% of female students attending high schools in Jackson County, Oregon will increase their bone mass by 0.5%. So here is the logic model. It lays out all the program inputs like personnel, classroom space, cooking supplies, supplies needed to make the written materials like paper, ink, printer, stamps and envelopes for mailing, stuff like that. Lays out activities and outputs, as well as expected short-term, intermediate-term, and long-term outcomes. It provides the program structure and also allows for ease of evaluation to make sure that all activities are being provided and the plan is being followed. Here is my Gantt chart for the program, the timeline. It again provides structure for the program and also allows for ease of evaluation along the way to make sure every step is being followed in a timely manner. So here is the poster that I intend to have posted in the walls of the school. It just kind of gives them a little bit of info about the program. It's hopefully to get them interested in the class and raise awareness of the program itself. And then here's a recipe card. So this is going to be sent out once a month, a new recipe every month. And I'm aiming to get them excited to try new foods, new recipes. And all of the recipes will be easy to make with, few ingredients. And then here is another piece of written information. I intend to provide one to every participant. It's an infographic, has a magnet on the back. You can hang it on the fridge. It is a cue to action. It's a little hard to read, so here's a larger portion of it. It just shows common foods that contain calcium, vitamin D, amounts of each, and then the stars indicate foods that are a good source of both calcium and vitamin D. Here are my references. Thank you for watching and happy holidays!